to see if I believe. They're looking up to me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. I swear to God, man, I'ma make it soon. Silence all the haters as they see us making moves. I do what I want, so I got nothing to prove. Staying motivated, teaching others what to do. I'm staying focused, my mind is open. They start to notice that I'm in motion. There is no potion, you're not just chosen. It takes devotion to stay composed, man. Never stop, there ain't no time to fall. Try to live, get it all, you got one life to ball. Thinking big, never small, cause you gotta want it all. When you finally get that call, you get ready, take it on. Need a hand out, I already stand out. Starting to advance now, ready to expand now. You don't have a chance now, cause we're in demand now. Make it by the grand now, feeling in command now. They're looking right at me to see if I succeed, to see if I believe. They're looking up to me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me.
Welcome in, everybody, here to the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the Madness Racing League Total Non-Stop Action Truck Series Championship race at the Homestead Miami Speedway, presented by NapDaddyRacing.com. So hit up NapDaddyRacing.com for all your paint schemes, liveries, iRacing needs, and they will get you absolutely completed here. We're set here at the Homestead Miami Speedway for 130 laps of action-packed racing here around the Homestead Miami Speedway Oval. 4 guys are set to take on for a championship here for the first ever season championship race for the Madness Racing League. It's going to be the 0-2 of Nicholas Maynard. See if we can't get a camera on the kid of Nicholas Maynard from Welford, South Carolina. He's currently down there on pit road right now. They are dialing in that race truck here, getting ready to go racing here in Miami. 0 wins on the year for the kid, but 4 poles. He's been bad fast all night long. The second contestant right there from Greenville, South Carolina, of James Fountain. He'll take the hard hit in here. It looks like they must be throwing the checkered flag here for the end of practice here. And James Fountain, the second place person here of the night, excuse me, here as we having a little bit of problems. We'll cut the music here just a tad bit here as they get ready to go out for qualifying. See if we can't get eyes on one of these guys. Who's going to be lucky contestant number 1 for the qualifying session here, ladies and gentlemen? It looks like it will be James Fountain from Greenville, South Carolina. He brings out his Valvoline 24 Chevy Silverado. James Fountain looking to make something shake here tonight in Homestead, looking for his 3rd win on the year. He picked up the victory at Darlington to get himself here tonight for the championship race, and he absolutely stole one to lock himself in the playoffs at Rockingham, as he only led 6 laps but was able to pick up the victory over Nicholas Maynard. James Fountain, the playoff contestant here, riding on the top side of the racetrack here. He'll slow down the race car here as he'll scrape the wall. He'll go ahead and restart that lap, get some more speed in. You know how we do it. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, is how we are here in qualifying. You mess up, we move on. Here's the number 5 playoff driver here tonight, running for the championship in the STI. Looks like Chevy Silverado, yeah, from Greer, South Carolina. Showtime Chase Johnson here. Tons of victories on the year for him. He picked up the victory at Bristol to originally lock himself in to the playoff here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. He'll try the top side of the racetrack. Chase Johnson, the Cup Series champion here in the Madness Racing League. So he's already got 1 championship here. Looking to go back-to-back. If he could pick up the trophy here tonight at the Homestead Miami Speedway here on the top side of the racetrack. The STI Chevy Silverado of Chase Johnson will climb here, looking for his second championship here in the Madness Racing League in his second series. As this is the first ever one, he'll come off turn 4 here to complete his first lap of the night. Second on the board right there, you see it for Showtime. Chase Johnson about a thousandth of a second off from Kevin Tankos, who's currently on the top of the board with a 32.98. Ladies and gentlemen, Showtime Chase Johnson, if he could pick up the victory here tonight, that would automatically mean that he's the champion here in the Madness Racing Leagues. That's how it works here. Chase Johnson works the top side of the racetrack, 2 turns 3 and 4 here. In the qualifying session, you win the race or outscore the fellow guys here, as Corey Riptide Tesner in the number 8 is not going to be able to make it to the racetrack here. As we heard, he's battling some traveling issues. Chase Johnson, top of the board there for his qualifying session. So we'll flip it back over to James Fountain here from Greenville, South Carolina. Want to make sure we get some of the playoff guys in here for their qualifying session. James Fountain, you've seen him touch the wall there on his warm-up lap coming up to speed. He re-racked it here. He's climbing through the bankings. They've won in 3 and 4 here, for his qualifying time. James Fountain currently 5th on the board. Where will he post as he comes through the Geico restart zone? James Fountain, P1 on the board for James Fountain, the playoff driver. Looks like Blake Hochschild has just rounded out his. We'll switch over here. Here's Jonathan Smith from Goldsboro, North Carolina, eliminated from the playoffs. He made it here. Jonathan Smith was the only driver to make it in besides Nicholas Maynard on points here, so no wins for Jonathan Smith as he rides the top side of the racetrack in that Engine 4 Premier Setups Toyota TRD Tundra off of turns 4. Jonathan Smith looking for his first lap. P7 on the board for Jonathan Smith. See if he can't make it anything shake here on his second time around. He's on the top side of the racetrack here. Through turns 1 and 2, the Premier Setups Toyota TRD Tundra fuming down the back straightaway. Meow, meow, meow. Jonathan Smith here, an excellent tire saver in these trucks here. He's going to see what he can install in that bag here tonight as we come across turns 4 here for the lap for him in the qualifying session. P6 for Jonathan Smith, so not much. But here's the kid of Nicholas Maynard, another one of the playoff contestants here tonight, driving the number 02 Maynard Motors Kawasaki Toyota TRD Tundra. The Wilford, South Carolina kid looking to complete his first lap here in the qualifying sessions. He comes off turns 3 and 4 through the Geico restart zone. Nicholas Maynard, P1 on the board on the first lap. For the kid, we'll ride around with him. We look out the front end of Nicholas Maynard as he rides up the top of 3 and 4 here around the Homestead Miami Speedway. The kid, 4 poles on the year. He's got the fastest lap right now, looking for number 5 if he could keep it together here. He's already on the pole. See if he can top any better as he goes through turns 3 and 4. Nicholas Maynard on the top side of the racetrack, glowing underneath the sun here in the Homestead Miami Speedway as he comes off turn 4. Nicholas Maynard already got the pole, looking to add a little bit more. Not able to. 32.80 for Nicholas Maynard. We'll switch over here to the champion machine of Travo Wall from Pelzer, South Carolina. As he completes his, he comes across the finish line 9th fastest here. It's Terry Hughes Jr. from Troy, Alabama. He is on the clock here in the number, looks like 81 Mobile 1. That's a tongue twister from Troy, Alabama, the 25-year-old U.S. Navy veteran. A little loose off turn 2 there as he sails down the back straightaway, heading towards you right through your living room. Terry Hughes Jr. on the top side of the racetrack here. He missed out the championship race behind Nicholas Maynard. One hell of a battle at the IRP Raceway a couple weeks ago where Chase Johnson was victorious. Terry Hughes Jr. across the line for his first lap here. Terry Hughes Jr. P7 on the board, 2/10 slower than Nicholas Maynard, who's currently the pole sitter here. He'll take it one more time to the top sides of 2-1 and 2 here as you ride around with Terry Hughes Jr. trying to make it shake through turns 2. Didn't lift a bit here. Terry Hughes full committed through turns 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. He's trailing a little bit better here on my ticker as he'll let it slide up the racetrack through turns 3 and 4. He'll collect the wall here, and that'll cancel out his time. Terry Hughes Jr. Doesn't matter how fast he is this time around. It's not going to count here as he scrapes the wall off of turns 4 here. So it's going to have to settle for a P7 spot here. And it looks like the kid of Nicholas Maynard from Welford, South Carolina will pick up his fifth pole, here tonight at the Homestead Miami Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, Nicholas Maynard will start him off from the first place spot here. We get ready to go racing for the championship race here in the Madness Racing League Total Non-Stop Action Truck Series. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to rise and stand as you're able to here as we get ready to tackle on the national anthem here. We appreciate all the fallen soldiers that have served currently in now or the past. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you standing up there saluting the soldiers. We're getting ready to go racing here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, live from the Homestead Miami Speedway. As the qualifying results are up there in the top left of your results. We'll be back in just a moment. Go grab those cigarettes. Go grab another beer. Go grab a cold one for your mother. Tell her I said hey. Back in a moment on the Booty Scoot Racing channel.
Did you learn anything? Really worth anything? 200 grand later and we're not even working. Student loans worth more than what we're earning. Best lesson I learned is to keep on searching. Find your true passion and get to work. And better take action or you end up serving. Yeah, that's a fact. So you better clean up your act. So you better grab yourself a sack. And tell the world they can suck on that. Don't come back, pack your bags. You take a trip and don't relax. You hit the switch and just attack. You find your niche and make some racks. Don't hold back. Everybody.
We'll kill the music here just a tad bit on the Booty Scoot Racing channel as these guys are starting to fill in the field here tonight for the Total Non-Stop Action Truck Series Championship race here. 3 guys we were set for 4, but Corey Tesner stuck in traffic, not able to make it here to the Speedway tonight. We are sold out here at the Homestead Miami Speedway. See if we can't bring up a track fact for you folks here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, the Madness Racing League track fact here at the Homestead Miami Speedway. These guys will tackle on a 1.50 mile. Looks like a pretty true oval here. There's really no dog leg, no nothing here. 43,000 sold out here tonight for the Homestead Miami Speedway. 18 to 20 degree bankings with a 3 degree on the front stretch banked asphalt oval. Opened in 1995 in Homestead, Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, these guys have got the engines fired. They're ready to go racing here. We'll start up here tonight with the driver's introduction. Starting on the pole for the 5th time this year from Welford, South Carolina. One of the playoff drivers here tonight, looking to win the championship in the Truck Series. That's going to be the kid of Nicholas Maynard. Starting on the outside front row, another playoff contender, the driving the number 24 Valvoline Chevy Silverado from Greenville, South Carolina. 2-time winner on the season, James Fountain. Starting in the 3rd place spot here tonight, driving the number 5 STI Johnson Chevy Silverado from Greer, South Carolina. The Madness Racing League Cup Series champion, Chase Johnson. Starting on the outside of him, the non-playoff driver, but looking to make something shake here tonight in Homestead from B-Town, Indiana. That's the machine of Chris Knighty. Right behind him on the inside, you best believe it, the boogeyman as your mom goes crazy here at the Homestead Miami Speedway from Greer, South Carolina. The 29-year-old, the boogeyman, John Michael Bryant. And rounding out behind him tonight, driving the number 4 Budweiser Chevy Silverado from Hawthorne, New Jersey. That's the 20-year-old of Kevin Tankos. Terry Hughes Jr. here, and the number 81 Mobile One Ford F-150 from Troy, Alabama. The 25-year-old looking to make something shake here tonight. Jonathan Smith on the outside of the number 44 Premier Setups Toyota TRD Tundra Pro from Goldsboro, North Carolina. Looking to pick up the victory here tonight in the championship race. Blake Hochschild, the number 29 Paint Hoss Machine from Tempe, Arizona. The 25-year-old will round out the 9th place spot here tonight. Travo Wall and the champion Ford F-150 from Pelzer, South Carolina. will shake out. Looks like it's going to be the 10th place spot here. And Tony Cook driving the Home Run Cafe Chevy Silverado number 33 will shake out. Shotgun tail into the field. Nicholas Maynard wins his 5th pole here, looking for a championship run. He's got his, looks like, he has his opponent here on the outside of him, James Fountain, the championship guy. So it's going to be the 0-2 machine of Nicholas Maynard, James Fountain, and Showtime Chase Johnson, the front 3 guys running for the championship here tonight. Peter the pace car pulls them down on the pit road. We're getting ready to go racing here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Chase Johnson gives a shove to Nicholas Maynard. We're agreeing here in the TNA Truck Series championship race as they come flying through your living room in the turns 1 and 2 here. As they work through the gears, James Fountain's going to work the outside of the Kawasaki machine of Nicholas Maynard. Nicholas Maynard fights back here on the bottom side. He'll slide up out of the corner, down the back straightaway. Side by side going into turns 3 and 4, but Nicholas Maynard will think better of it. He'll check up here for the 2nd place spot as Chase Johnson will file right behind him here in the 3rd place spot. It'll be Chris Knighty here in the 4th place spot on the bottom side in the Triple Deuce machine. Chris Knighty looking to make something shake here tonight in Homestead. P2 spot here in the Cup Series championship race. If you don't remember, don't forget for Chris Knighty here. He was bad fast here about a month or 2 ago here. The Cup Series as we're looking to make a return here. Future announcements to come as Chris Knighty works the back bumper here off of turns 1 and 2 here of Chase Johnson here. But a little loose off the corner goes the boogeyman of John Michael Bryant. Ripping and raving into turns 3 and 4 here down on the bottom side. John Michael Bryant glowing here with the Miami Heat colors. The classic pink, purple, and blue off the turns 3 and 4 here. Jonathan Smith's trying to work the back bumper of the boogeyman. Jonathan Smith here looks bad fast here in that Engine 4 Premier setup Toyota Tundra TRD Pro. He'll rip the top side of the racetrack here in the turns 1 and 2, but that'll be Terry Hughes Jr. And the number 81 Mobile One machine, Terry Hughes Jr. You see his dashboard going down the back straightaway here, Terry Hughes Jr. And there's the John Michael Bryant here. Can't really get that car underneath control here. John Michael Bryant down on the bottom side here of the inside of the number 44 Premier Setups machine here, of Jonathan Smith here. John and Michael Bryant will lose a spot here to the other Jonathan here, losing another one here. That's 3 spots already for John Michael Bryant here as he's trying to dial in that race car early here as we're working 4 laps complete of 130 here for the championship race tonight, presented by the NapDaddyRacing.com. Make sure you go hit them up, NapDaddyRacing.com, for all of your iRacing paint scheme livery needs. Here comes Nicholas Maynard down on the bottom side. He's looking for the race lead around James Fountain here early here. 2 playoff contenders battling it out for the championship here tonight. That'll bring Chase Johnson into it. So 1, 2, 3 championship guys running 1, 2, 3 here. 5 laps into the night event here, the championship race. Chase Johnson will work the back bumper. Nicholas Maynard will look back at that in just a moment. John Michael Bryant will turn the fastest lap on the racetrack that last time around as he's able to get his foot down in here. We'll ride on board with the boogeyman. Down top turns 2, down the back straightaway here at the Homestead Miami Speedway. It'll be Fountain, Maynard, Johnson, Chris Knighty, and Kevin Tanko's the top 5. John Michael Bryant still searching for a victory here in the Madness Racing League in any series. Hasn't picked up a victory since the season opener for season 1 of the Xfinity Series when he won the Booty Scoot 200 inaugural machine here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. John Michael Bryant since then, though, has gained a ton of sponsorship in that 23 J Money Sims program of his. He's brought some fast race cars. He's been participating his weeks throughout the week on the modified tour here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, along as the late model. He'll try to craft that all there here tonight. He's got the silver bullet on the top side of the racetrack off of turns 3 and 4. John Michael Bryant looking bad fast here tonight, trying to make something shake here, possibly saving some tires. And that 23 Ford F-150, John Michael Bryant will get another spot back around Jonathan Smith here. So he's back down 2 spots from where he started, but John Michael Bryant's going to look to make something shake here tonight. Speaking of Jonathan Smith from Goldsboro, North Carolina, the owner of NapDaddyRacing.com, you see it right there on the back of the truck. We'll ride out the front bumper of Blake Hochschild, see if you can't get a better look. Make sure you go give it a follow, www.NapDaddyRacing.com, for all your iRacing paint scheme, liveries, and needs. Is Jonathan Smith bringing you the championship race here tonight from the Total Nonstop Action right out of his back pocket, providing a free paint scheme to the winner here. Jonathan Smith, though, looking to put belt to ass first here as he comes off of turns 3 and 4. Only one of 2 Toyota TRD Pros racing here tonight is Tony Cook. Big loose off the corner there. Tony Cook in the Home Run Cafe Chevy Silverado on the top side of the racetrack around Travel Wall. We got to talk about him since he wants to get on TV. Tony Cook, the owner of the Home Run Cafe, I'm almost obligated to tell you to go visit 810 North Main Street, Greer, South Carolina. Tell Tony Cook the Madness Racing League sent you. Or you've seen it right here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. He'll get you hooked up with all your refreshing needs, hot dog, hamburgers. Tony Cook working the back bumper here for Blake Hochschild. He's looking to get around here as Travel Wall, struggling with some handling conditions inside of that number 7 race car. 9 laps are complete here in the championship race for the Total Non-Stop Action Truck Series live here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Blake Hochschild trying to get that Toyota TRD under control here. So 3 Toyotas in the field here tonight. James Fountain working the race leader here. And he is long gone over Showtime Chase Johnson. It looks like Showtime Chase Johnson has made his way around the 0-2 machine of Nicholas Maynard. Off a turn 2 down the back straightaway. James Fountain in full control of the race here. James Fountain running for the championship here tonight. Picked up the victory at Rockingham to secure his spot, out he said, in the qualifying session. Absolutely stole it from the kid of Nicholas Maynard. Nicholas Maynard led 96 laps of the Rockingham race out of 100, but wasn't able to get it there with a late caution. James Fountain's pit crew got that 24 Valvoline Chevy Silverado up in Alpha Pit Road in a hurry. And James Fountain was able to hold him off there at the end. He's running for a championship here tonight, but Showtime Chase Johnson's been the man to beat here recently on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Picked up tons of victory. Season 1 champion in the late models. If you watch on Thursday nights here, he almost stays out of the wall there right now, but the late models being ran on Tuesday. Chase Johnson didn't have the fastest race car Tuesday night in the late model race against Corey Riptide Tesner, who's supposed to be the other championship guy here tonight, but he wasn't able to make it to the almost said ballpark here. That's excited I am, but the racetrack here tonight is James Fountain continues to rip the top side of the racetrack, going 2-3 as the playoff drivers goes. Chase Johnson, though, looking to pick up his 2nd championship here in the Madness Racing League and his 3rd overall that we've seen on the Booty Scoot Racing channel with the things that we broadcast here. The STI Johnson Chevy Silverado's got to lock in here, try to save a little bit of tires. He's closed the gap up to James Fountain here as they come across the front straightaway. The crowd roars, excuse me. As I was getting ready to say, the Kawasaki machine of Nicholas Maynard is glowing underneath the sun here as he's still committed to the top side of the racetrack here off of 1 and 2 as he's trying to run down the back bumper of Showtime Chase Johnson, riding with Billy the Blim driver here as he's giving us some action-packed shots here around the racetrack here at the Homestead Miami Speedway as these guys continue to go at it. Nicholas Maynard on the top side running the 3rd place spot. Showtime Chase Johnson running in the 2nd place spot. And James Fountain in full control here, 14 laps into the night's event here, the Total Non-Stop Action Truck Series. If you can't scoot back up here, let you meet the rest of the field here as the battle's starting to shake up here with Terry Hughes Jr. in the number 81 Mobile 1. Ford F-150 down on the bottom side. He's all over that back bumper of Kevin Tankos from Hawthorne, New Jersey. Kevin Tankos. Been a while since he won here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, but he is no slouch to victory lane here. He'll work the top side of the racetrack here. Right through your living room here, but Terry Hughes Jr. will get him a little bit loose there. Kevin Tankos will bobble it off the corner here, and that'll open up the front door for Terry Hughes Jr. These two absolutely going here. See if we can't throw up a battle box here. We are not battling for the 1st place spot. We'll throw it away here. Terry Hughes Jr. makes the slide job complete on the top side of the racetrack here. Terry Hughes Jr. just an unfortunate bad luck of stringing events here for him all year long from Troy, Alabama. These guys are absolutely giving our cameraman Tourette's down there shaking the camera with these bad fast race cars. Traveling about 180 miles an hour into the corners of 20. It looks like the 81 machine a little bit loose off the corner there. As I was getting ready to say, James Fountain will cut a 32.20 that time around from Greenville, South Carolina. In full control here in the championship race. Every lap led is 1 point added to your total score. So James Fountain loving what he's seeing out the back end of him right here as Chase Johnson's trying to run him down on the Booty Scoot Racing channel as they approach the corner here. James Fountain, though, in full control here as he works lap 16 of 130 laps here of the longest truck race we've had all year long. Back here in a moment on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll just keep it silent here, let you watch the action from the blimp cam. Don't go nowhere. back here to the Booty Scoot Racing channel. If you're just now tuning in, here's the Madness Racing League track fact of the night. We're racing the Homestead Miami Speedway, a 1.50 mile complete true oval, ladies and gentlemen. The reconfiguration back in the early 2000s made this place a legit oval here. These guys are battling a tough 18 to 20 degree banking here over the 1995, and we are racing in front of a sold out 43,000 fans here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll flip it back here to the main broadcast. These guys continue to pick off laps here. We've been caution free up to this point. Jonathan Smith has been the guy to talk about up to this. Really, 21 laps are complete here from Goldsboro, North Carolina. He started back in the 8th place spot. He's currently sitting in the 4th place spot. The number 44 Premier setup Toyota TRD Tundra is bad fast here. He'll throw a slide job around the number 81 and Kevin Tankos and Terry Hughes Jr. Jonathan Smith, though, has cut the fastest lap here the last times around here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, as he is continuing to work his way up and through the field. We'll work our way up here to the front here. As if you didn't see it, underneath the caution, Chase Johnson has redeemed the race lead here over James Fountain. So James Fountain has absolutely cooked the Goodyear off those tires, ladies and gentlemen. He'll work the bottom side of the racetrack here in that number 24 Valvoline machine and have to work it right back to the top side here and try to run down Chase Johnson here. Nicholas Maynard, the 3rd playoff championship guy here, running right behind him here. 22 laps are complete as he's about a second, 1.3 seconds behind, 1.6 seconds behind the race leader there. Is Nicholas Maynard trying to charge his way up through the field here. He knows he doesn't have to lead all the laps like these two are. As Chase Johnson knows he's got to get back out here. As these two will continue to exchange the lead back and forth, those will exchange the points between the two. Remember, each lap led is 1 point added to your total score. They'll work side by side off of turn 2. Chase Johnson looking for his first Truck Series championship along with James Fountain. James Fountain looking for a championship in general. He's been to pretty much almost all the championship races. He's sideways off of turn 4 there. That's not going to help that 24 machine. It looks like Nicholas Maynard is starting to reel in the 24 machine of James Fountain. We'll have to keep an eye on this battle here between Fountain and Nicholas Maynard. They had him in a 1.6. Nicholas Maynard's cut it back down to 1.1. We're right on Nicholas Maynard's onboard cam. As you see him try to work the top side of the racetrack to run down James Fountain and the rest of these guys who look out the ass end of the kid of Nicholas Maynard. There you see Jonathan Smith slowly working his way down on the bottom side of the racetrack here. So something different from Jonathan Smith here. He's been on the bottom side of the racetrack here trying to save a little bit of this number 44 Toyota here for the long part of the run here. And the long part is starting to get us. 25 laps are complete here, and we have been caution free up to the ninth point. Nicholas Maynard stays committed on the top side of the racetrack here through turns 1 and 2 as he knows Jonathan Smith is slowly closing and knocking on that back door. That number 02 Kawasaki Toyota TRD. They'll both rip the top side of the racetrack here. So 2 Chevys are going to battle it out here for the race lead, followed by 2 Toyotas. But Chase Johnson looking like he's starting to sail away with it here in the championship race. And that's what he wants to see here. Is he is one of the guys running for the championship here the night of Abilene. STI Johnson Chevy Silverado will rip the top side of the racetrack here through turns 1 and 2, and James Fountain will follow right there behind him, along with Nicholas Maynard and Jonathan Smith. But Jonathan Smith knocking on the back door of the kid, but the kid not making him easy for Jonathan Smith here, as he knows that he gives up this 3rd place spot here. Green flag cycles are somewhere between lap 45 and 50 is what I've been told by the admin. We're working lap 26 here. Can we get a little bit of strategy shaking and baking for some of these guys here as we look through the rest of the field here, trying to find some extra battles around the racetrack? Want to keep things nice and interesting for you, but it looks like everybody's single file here. Blake Hochschild with some damage on that 29 machine. Maybe caught the outside wall or something here. That Arizona 29 Paint House Toyota TRD Tundra Pro not driving the same here. He's on the top side of the racetrack here, maybe trying to buy a couple laps here so he can get that thing fixed up and repaired here, but he better run for his life as here comes Showtime Chase Johnson, the race leader here, and he's mad, fast, and hungry here, looking to put some people a lap down here. The battle for that 3rd place spot is getting ready to be cooking up here between Jonathan Smith and Nicholas Maynard. Nicholas Maynard on the top side of the racetrack racing for a championship. Jonathan Smith on the bottom side sponsoring the championship. He wants a trophy for the race win. He's not eligible for the playoff here, as he was eliminated 2 weeks ago with the 44 Premier setup Toyota is looking to battle hard, on the bottom side of this Kawasaki machine of Nicholas Maynard. Nicholas Maynard will rip the top side of the racetrack. A little loose. He might have scraped the fence there. And it will open up the door for Jonathan Smith here. Jonathan Smith will complete the pass around the kid of Nicholas Maynard. Jonathan Smith moving and grooving here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. He'll run a 34.72 that last time around. And the race leader, Showtime Chase Johnson, will run a 34.90. And the second place guy of James Fountain will run a 32.89 here. So it looks like Jonathan Smith here about a tenth faster than the second place guy and 2/10 faster than the race leader. Will we add something shake up here in a moment on the Booty Scoot Racing channel? 29 laps have been logged off here. Chase Johnson will work off turn 4, and he'll see Freddie the Flagman for lap number 30. 100 laps remain here in tonight's championship race for the Total Nonstop Action Truck Series. Jonathan Smith again will cut the fastest lap on the racetrack, 34.71. We'll take another break here. We'll ride around with a fast and loud. Ladies and gentlemen, the more you like the stream, the louder it'll get. Some excellent battling here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. The battle for the race lead has shaken up, so we had to bring it back from commercial break. But Nicholas Maynard's going to bring it down pit road here. Can we be seeing the beginning of green flag pit stops here? The kid of Nicholas Maynard, lap 34. We heard about 45-ish to 50-ish laps in gas. Nicholas Maynard's going to throw a Hail Melon down here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, and he'll crank up the green flag stops here. The people who can't watch him all the way down into his box here is the kid will drive down. He's got the first pit box here. He won his 5th pole here tonight. The guys will jack up the right side of the race car. It looks like it's going to be at least right side tires for Nicholas Maynard. His guys will jump over to the left side of the race car. So 4 Goodyear Eagles for the kid of Nicholas Maynard on pit road. He's got to hurry up and get off here. Looks like here comes the race leader, Showtime Chase Johnson. And Jonathan Smith, they'll put the kid of Nicholas Maynard a lap down here. But the battle for the race lead is shaking up here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Showtime Chase Johnson, a championship contender on the outside. He'll have Jonathan Smith on his inside. Jonathan Smith, not playoff, racing for a championship here. He's racing for the damn victory. He's down on the bottom side of the racetrack here, trying to work around Showtime Chase Johnson here. Nicholas Maynard's able to get back on the racetrack successfully here. He's blended back in. He'll have to run down the 2 race leaders right in front of him here to unlap himself here. So it's going to look like a good pit call so far for the kid of Nicholas Maynard. Interesting here. He didn't lose a lot of time here to where he should have been here when he loses a lap, but we'll see if he's able to run down the race leaders here. But it looks like Jonathan Smith continues to work down on the bottom side of the racetrack here in that number 44 Premier Setups machine. Make sure you go visit NapDaddyRacing.com for all your iRacing paint scheme, liveries, and needs, just like the one right there you see on your screen of the 44 machine of Jonathan Smith. NapDaddyRacing.com presenting you right here the TNA Truck Series live here on the Booty Scoot platform on the TikTok channel. We are 37 laps into the night's event, and Jonathan Smith has worked himself up 7 spots here. I mean, it's just absolutely crazy here how the bottom side of the racetrack totally works different from the top side of the racetrack. Jonathan Smith has used that to his advantage and got around the race leader here, Showtime Chase Johnson, a championship contender here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel and that STI Johnson machine. He got around James Fountain, the second guy, and James Fountain is in the wall. Here comes Nicholas Maynard on those 4 fresh Goodyear tires. One hell of a pit call from the Kawasaki Maynard Motors Toyota group as they'll drop James Fountain there. James Fountain currently running in the 3rd place spot here on the lead lap. We've seen him battling some handling condition issues in that M&M's Valvoline 24 Chevy Silverado. He continues to paint the top side of the racetrack here, but I'm almost convinced that if he goes down the bottom side like he began tonight's event, though, he might be battling some handling issues. We'll ride on board with James Fountain here. We watched him work them hands. He has to slow way down to be able to paint the top side there. James Fountain got his hands crooked to the right side there. Got his hands full here, but he'll try to keep it going here through the green flag cycles here. He's hoping and praying for a caution here. Nicholas Maynard, the guy that took the pit stops here first, he's working the top side of the racetrack here, trying to run down. Looks like that's going to be Chase Johnson maybe in front of him. Yeah, Chase Johnson for the 2nd place spot. So Nicholas Maynard's pit call comes off a pit lane about 2 to 3. That's going to be 3 laps around. This time he looking on the outside of Chase Johnson. Chase Johnson rolls it into the fence in front of the kid. Contact made there between Showtime Chase Johnson and Nicholas Maynard. You best believe it. The beef is real here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel between the kid of Nicholas Maynard and Showtime Chase Johnson. Showtime Chase Johnson on them old tires, battling some handling conditions as we ride on board with Showtime Chase Johnson. He slid up into front of Nicholas Maynard here. You best believe Nicholas Maynard not happy with it here as he's trying to run down Jonathan Smith here to unlap himself on a green flag stop here. Nicholas Maynard will get him cranked up and started here. We're ready for them to keep going through. Remember, Blake Hochschild a lap down here under the Fast and Loud here as he's got damage to the right front of that Paint Hoss 29 Toyota machine. Trying to make something this Jay. Here comes James Fountain down pit road. So green flag pit stops are in full effect here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. See if we can't throw up the pit stop counter down here as James Fountain brings it down pits road. Probably looking for a 4 fresh Goodyear tire stop from the Ford machine. Travo Wall trying to bring it down pit road. He'll go hard into the sand barrels. He'll have to bring it for a tow down pit road. James Fountain will slide it to his box. It'll be at least right side Goodyear tires for James Fountain here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. His guys will jump over to the left side, jack it up. So 4 Goodyear Eel tires for the Valvoline machine of James Fountain here. He'll work his way off pit road now. Travo Wall hard into the inside barriers there, trying to come down pit road. That looks like it might ruin the day for the Travo Wall Champion 7 machine. We'll jump back out here on the racetrack as Jonathan Smith is our race leader. He has saved the Goodyears on those 44 machine and worked himself up 7 spots. And it looks like the kid of Nicholas Maynard has unlapped himself here with his green flag strategy. He was the first one to start him here tonight. Come down with plenty of gas in the tank is what I'm hearing from the admin. So Nicholas Maynard looking at a tire strategy call here to front his way back around as he's long gone in front of the race leader now, Jonathan Smith, who just had to cut some lap times here and try to sail away here and let the cycle do its work. And he gets around Jonathan Smith here, who's currently the race leader. It should fall right in Nicholas Maynard's hands, but we'll see how things shake out here. Jonathan Smith, the race leader. Chase Johnson, the 2nd place guy, yet the pit as well. And Kevin Tankos will be rescued, the 3rd place guy. James Fountain's back out on the racetrack here after taking his green flag pit stop here. So the Valvoline 24 machine almost in the same predicament as Nicholas Maynard here, just a little bit longer. He's got to run down Chase Johnson and Jonathan Smith to get his lap back here and set sail here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. So it'll be James Fountain trying to battle Nicholas Maynard, and it'll be that guy, Jonathan Smith, trying to run away with it here. 44 laps complete here for the 44 machine of Jonathan Smith here, as he's hoping and praying for a caution flag, where he's just going to try to run the tank dry here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll throw it up to Billy the Blimp driver here, take one quick commercial break so I can wet my whistle, and we'll bring home the pit stops here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. With that being mentioned, Travo Wall, we'll get a word from him. He's out of the race car here in just a moment. It's Blake Hochschild here before we go on break. We'll bring it down pit road along with Showtime Chase Johnson. So before we take the commercial break here, we'll walk you through the pit stop calls. It's Blake Hochschild scraped the right front of that machine early in the run. We'll bring it down into his pit machine here, as he looks like he's got the fifth box here on pit road here, and they'll have to check that machine up. Showtime Chase Johnson will slide into the 3rd box here on pit road. So Showtime Chase Johnson will at least get right side tires on that machine, along with Blake Hochschild. His guys will drop the jacket. They'll go over to the right side. It'll be 4 Goodyear tires to the Paint Haas 29 machine. Showtime Chase Johnson comes in from the second place spot here. He's off on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, along with Blake Hochschild. Blake Hochschild caught here on the left front here, trying to get it down, but here comes Tony Cook in the Home Run Cafe machine. Here comes the green flag cycled here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. 46 laps are complete here. Tony Cook will bring it down at the agonizing 45 miles an hour. The Home Run Cafe machine will pull in the last pit box here on pit road with no qualifying time posted for Tony Cook. The Home Run Cafe machine will jack it up on the right side. So 4 Goodyear tires here for the Home Run Cafe machine. Jonathan Smith will put them a lap down this time around. And James Fountain is working the race leader for his lap back. He's already pitted. So James Fountain back here on the lead lap on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Chase Johnson ripping back through the gears here. He's up off of pit road, back up the full speed here. He's going to have to work his way back to the front here, get around Jonathan Smith, who's working his way into turns 3 and 4 now. And Showtime Chase Johnson sailing through the back straightaway here. So that's going to leave Kevin Tanko's moving up to the second place spot here. Blake Hochschild still down on pit road. Tony Cook off of pit road this time around. And the Home Run Cafe 33 machine up and running through the gears. So Jonathan Smith, the race leader here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, trying to run it long here from Goldsboro, North Carolina. Remember them commercial breaks? Yeah, we're still taking them back here in a moment. Don't go nowhere. Here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We appreciate you guys tuning in here. I had to go smoke another cigarette. And that guy down there don't control that damn child of his. I will jack his ass up. It has been one hellacious race so far. The pit stop cycles are going through right here on your screen here. See if we can't get a good look. James Fountain from Greenville, South Carolina, running for the championship here tonight. The Total Nonstop Action Truck Series has cycled his way back to the race lead. Nicholas Maynard starts the green flag, stops here from the 3rd place spot. And as soon as it cycles back around him and James Fountain were battling door to door underneath the commercial break. And James Fountain was able to get around Nicholas Maynard there for the race lead. So the pit strategy almost works out for the kid here. As Showtime Chase Johnson has cycled his way back up here to the 3rd place spot. He's trying to run down the race leader, James Fountain, and the 2nd place guy of Nicholas Maynard. So the 3 championship guys racing here tonight, James Fountain, the kid of Nicholas Maynard. It's Showtime Chase Johnson. Run 1, 2, 3 down the back straightaway here at the Homestead Miami Speedway. And we appreciate you guys tuning in here on the TikTok platform. If you haven't noticed, go check out the YouTube page at Booty Scoot Racing LLC. All of the full races are posted there after the conclusion of the race. Nicholas Maynard comes across there. 55 laps are complete here in the night's event. We got to pay one of the bills here of the TNA Truck Series. It's presented by the Pop Sports Bet Swings, 864-978-1913. Or go check them out on Pop Sports Bet Swings on Facebook. TNA Truck Series presented by TikTok right here. If you found it, you're watching it, make sure you press that like button, press that follow button so you don't miss a damn thing right here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Flip it back here to the main broadcast. Here is the battle for the 3rd place spot is absolutely beginning to heat up here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. That's Showtime Chase Johnson in 3rd, trying to run down Nicholas Maynard in 2nd place spot here. These guys have been going at it here for the past couple laps here. Rivals at best here, you best believe it, as they try to run down. Looks like it's going to be James Fountain here. Yeah, the race leader. So there's the battle box for the race lead. Showtime Chase Johnson has turned Nicholas Maynard around 3 times here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, twice in the last 3 weeks. Showtime Chase Johnson works the top side of the racetrack here, trying to get around Nicholas Maynard. Nicholas Maynard looks down on the bottom side. They'll race door to door here. It looks like they'll play nice and friendly here tonight in the championship race. Both of these guys running for a championship here tonight. No need to let the other shake up the other one here. Is let the pit cycle strategize itself out and let it play through here. As James Fountain has worked his way up here to a enormous gap here, 2.4 seconds over Nicholas Maynard and Showtime Chase Johnson here. That's the battle for the race lead. Jonathan Smith, the Tire Pro saver from the first run, drove up 7 positions on the back end, if you know racing like a real fan should. That has really gapped him 3 positions from where he started on the cycle. So now Jonathan Smith, instead of cycling in from where he started at 7th, he'll be able to come in now to the 4th place spot here on brand new fresh tires and work his way through the field here. So less distance to travel for this run for the 44 machine of Jonathan Smith here. So if he keeps doing what he was doing beforehand, he should have no issues selling away with it here. We'll have to continue to see how these things work out, though, as Showtime Chase Johnson has gotten around Nicholas Maynard and has closed the gap up around James Fountain here. James Fountain with a 2.4 second lead not too long ago. It's been cut down to 2.1 here as they climb the banking into the turns 1 and 2 here. John Michael Bryant here on the top side of the racetrack here went down pit road for 4 fresh Goodyear tires and an adjustment on that 23 J Money Sense Ford F-150, and he'll get it. And your mom went and got a pair of nachos and she rubbed it down here, and I don't want to be that person, but she's got a little cheese right there on her cleavage, and I'm hungry for some nachos. That's not me, but ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Tanko, speaking of nachos, you see the O's on the machine here, hasn't had the run that he's wanted here tonight in the JBL speaker. Blasting some Fetty Wap inside of that thing, I bet here. The Budweiser machine here works the top side of the racetrack here. And it looks like we might be working the caution flag here. Yes, we are working the caution flag here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. What has happened here? We will back that ass up here. I believe Blake Hochschild has turned around here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Wow, how unfortunate here. 60 laps complete here in tonight's event here. And it looks like Blake Hochschild is the victim that's going to cause the caution here tonight. Freddie the flagman up there whipping and waving that thing, as we was just talking about Kevin Tankos and John Michael Bryant, so this must have been underneath our camera view. We'll ride with Blake Hochschild. Flip it over for a TNA Truck Series Championship instant replay. The first one here tonight. For our first caution here tonight, the 29 machine of Blake Hochschild. Looks like he comes off at turns 3 and 4. Just gets a little loose here. Tries to lock it down, unable to. And it'll spin around on him here across the front stretch in front of the fans here. See if he can't get that thing refired. That'll trigger the caution flag here for the first time tonight 60 laps completed here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Looks like James Fountain's going to be the race leader here, as he'll be looking to catch Peter the pace car this time around. We'll take a commercial break. Don't go nowhere. The first caution flag flies here tonight.
I won't give up, I won't back down. Till the line 6 feet underneath the deep ground. I won't give up, I won't back down. There's nobody stopping me except for me now. I won't give up, I won't back down. Till the line 6 feet.
Bang, bang, back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. James Fountain's going to lead them down on the pit road right here. It'll be James Fountain, Chase Johnson, and then Nicholas Maynard, how they come down pit road. These three guys running for the championship here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Jonathan Smith will be the one to make the opposite call here. He'll stay out on the racetrack here as Tony Cook will come down pit road as well. So the three championship guys looking to pull into their boxes here. Nicholas Maynard got the top box here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, so you'll be able to see his guys work on that race car here as we look out the pit road exit here. James Fountain with a gas-only call here. He'll beat them off pit road. Kevin Tankos will be the second one. It'll be a 4-tire stop for Nicholas Maynard. It looks like Chase Johnson is going to take a 4-tire stop as well. And here comes Tony Cook here on the back half with a 4-tire stop as well. So that'll do it here for the pit stops here. We're working the caution flag for the first time tonight. It's Blake Child loses it off the corner and goes down here. We'll take a little moment of silence here. We'll let you watch the action here underneath the caution flag. We'll be back in just a moment right before they get ready to go green. Jonathan Smith, the race leader, he'll pick the Haduki and throw the opposite out here. He'll stay out on the racetrack. James Fountain brings him down pit road, and he'll regain that second place spot. Back here in the moment on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Don't go nowhere. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to remind you here, we appreciate you tuning in here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, the Season 2 sign-ups are getting ready to end here for the TNA Truck Series. You see, they will kick off Season 2 here. This is the championship for Season 1 on June 19th at Daytona for the dual races. You better make sure your ass is there. You don't want to miss a damn thing here. Re-racked and reloaded, ready to go racing here after a caution flag for the 29 machine of Blake Hochschild. You see him coming around turns 2 there, catching the tail end of the field. Looks like Jonathan Smith is going to be the race leader here. He'll stay out on off of pit road this time around. He was the one that saved his tires and ran it long here. So strategies are absolutely all over the place. I'll throw up the pit stop strategy in just a moment. We'll let these guys rip and rave through the gears here. We get ready to restart them here for a fast and loud. Back green here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Jonathan Smith gets a great launch. James Fountain on the outside and 4 fresh tires. They rip through the gears here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Make sure you like up the stream. Here they come. Flying through the gears here at the Homestead Miami Speedway. Showtime Chase Johnson's the race leader here as Nicholas Maynard and Kevin Tankos are battled side by side across the line here. 67 laps are complete of 130. Tony Cook in that 33 home run cafe. Chevy Silverado continues to work down on the bottom side of the racetrack here for a couple of laps trying to get around, but Nicholas Maynard will take the high side. This battle's not going to go nowhere, you best believe it. Tony Cook, the veteran here. Tony Cook been racing on iRacing since it began in 2008, and long before that, Tony Cook is no rookie to this online racing. And Kevin Tankos is looking to battle door-to-door with Nicholas Maynard, but Tony Cook will fill the gap on the outside. Tony Cook looking to get around the number 4 machine. It looks like he's able to. You best believe Tony Cook's probably looking to get right back down to the bottom side of the racetrack here, riding on board with Tony Cook. Tony Cook still winless here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Best believe he's not had a lack of trying. He's ran out of a gas. 2 laps remaining in 2 separate races. Tony Cook has come so damn close to being able to pick up a victory here. Well known from starting in the back of the pack and working his way up through the field. He's currently up 7 spots right now from where he started. He started tail end of the field here tonight, and Tony Cook is ripping and raving here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. And that Home Run Cafe Chevy Silverado looks absolutely torching fast here in the back half of the run. 69 laps. How funny is it? Completed here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. They come around here. 70 laps are complete here. Showtime Chase Johnson running for a championship here tonight in the Total Nonstop Action Truck Series. Jonathan Smith hosting it, the owner of NapDaddyRacing.com. You've seen it on the back bumper there. Make sure you get at NapDaddyRacing.com for all of your iRacing paint scheme, liveries, and needs. Jonathan Smith, the best in the game, as he will reward a free paint scheme to the champion here tonight, racing in the Championship 4. Ladies and gentlemen, Jonathan Smith has been the all talk of the race. He has been the guy that you have been wanting to be look out here. We'll check a lap time this time around. Bang! Chase Johnson a little bit slower here, so not very sure if it's a tire saving mechanism or if Jonathan Smith's just having to reap the benefit of reap the detriments of staying out here, as he was the one that stayed out under the caution flag here. See if he can't finally pull up that pit road. Pit strap, stop lap strategy, whatever the hell you want to call it. The numbers are absolutely all over the place. Showtime Chase Johnson, pitted twice so far in tonight's event. He brought it down on lap 44, and then again underneath the caution on lap 60. He took 4 tires and 2 full tanks of Sunoco Fresh Racing Fuel, and Jonathan Smith hasn't pitted since lap 50. He ran the first run absolutely to its absolute peak here, but he was on the bottom side of the racetrack the entire night, working his way through the field, trying to make something shake. And then Tony Cook here in the third, he was the 3rd fastest on pit road. He come down 1 lap later than Chase Johnson, and he come again on the caution flag. It took 4 fresh Goodyear tires, and he's actually working his way up through the field slowly right here. He's in the 3rd place spot, trying to get around Jonathan Smith, and it should be a little bit of an easier task there when you see the 10-lap average difference in tires there. And then Nicholas Maynard, the guy that interestingly started it all here tonight, 33, and in lap 60 is the laps that he pitted. And Nicholas Maynard was able to cycle back out to the race lead in front of James Fountain, but they were door-to-door when the cycle finally went out with Jonathan Smith running it long here. So Nicholas Maynard had to settle for the 3rd place spot on the back half of that run before the caution flag come out. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Nicholas Maynard might be trying to break this race up into 3 different segments here to keep himself on fresh sets of tires. 130 laps. You get a set on the car, that'll take you to 33. That's 1. You take it to 60, that's 2. And then you should get another one probably around lap 90, lap 100 for Nicholas Maynard, I would have to say. We'll see how it shakes out here. Interesting call from him. It's cost him 3 spots here on the long run. And then Kevin Tankos runs at 1 lap before the former race leader of Jonathan Smith here, and he was able to shake back here on lap 60. And we came down pit road, but we weren't very sure of what he was able to do for that race car here. As Terry Hughes Jr. comes down on lap 50 as well with Jonathan Smith. So Terry Hughes Jr. and Jonathan Smith working the same strategy right here. And Terry Hughes Jr. is having to reap somewhat of an okay incident out of it here. He's running down in the 5th place spot here. That'll pretty much do it here. If you're not up to speed after the pit stop strategy, this just might not be the sport for you. I try to lay it out here for you. You may be a little restarted if you can take it how you want to. The home run cafe machine of Tony Cook out of the wall right there a little bit. Trying to run down that 2nd place machine in front of him of Jonathan Smith. This is the best accident on the racetrack right now. See if we can't throw up a battle box there. Is Nicholas Maynard in the 4th place spot trying to get his nose in there and make something shake. And the O2 machine is, he's a championship contender. He knows he's got to get to the front. And almost mathematically at this point, with the amount of laps that Showtime Chase Johnson, the guy that just went by on your screen, and James Fountain have split along with Jonathan Smith, I don't think the kid of Nicholas Maynard could even mathematically win the championship here. He would have to win the race here, as he's not going to be able to outscore his opponent. So if a non-championship driver, someone like Jonathan Smith or Tony Cook, who are in well contentions right now, to possibly do that here with 77 laps complete, to spoil the party here in the championship. Neither one of these guys playoff eligible for the championship here tonight, but you damn well best believe that they are looking for that Madness Racing League hardwood plaque trophy to put on their wall and take home from the Homestead Miami Speedway. And Jonathan Smith, on a totally different strategy from everybody else, he stayed out on old tires, and he is right now on the bottom side of the racetrack able to hold off Tony Cook, who took 4 fresh Goodyear tires on that last pit stop with Nicholas Maynard and Chase Johnson. Nicholas Maynard, not sure what he's got going on inside of that race car here, but he knows he's going to have to win it here. A different kind of pit strategy for him. He might be wreaking the deficits on that pit strategy call for him. But don't be fooled. Nicholas Maynard picked up the victory in the Madness Racing League Gen 6 Cup Series. First playoff race we ever did here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel went to Nicholas Maynard at this very racetrack, the Homestead Miami Speedway. So he certainly knows how to get his way around here in Florida. He's just going to have to dial in that 02 Kawasaki Toyota TRD Tundra Pro and get it ripping and shitting here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, as Tony Cook has dissipated trying to run down Jonathan Smith here, and Chase Johnson just loves what he sees in his rearview mirror as he continues to pull away with the race lead here. 79 laps are complete here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. See if we can't scoot back here through the rest of the field. Are there any interesting battles going on back here? Is James Fountain on a different pit strategies call as well. He's back here in the 8th place spot on old tires. James Fountain, I think he's going to try to play the save a set late if we get a late caution. James Fountain looking to blow the doors off somebody here late. As you see his hands absolutely busy inside of that race car as he's sideways off of turn 4 here at the Babylon 24 machine. The winner at Darlington and Rockingham stole the victory from the kid of Nicholas Maynard at Rockingham and absolutely put belt to ass at Darlington. He was able to pull out the victory here. If he can win here tonight at Homestead and come back here, he's got some points with some laps left, but I don't think it's just going to be enough to catch that machine right there of Showtime Chase Johnson. As you get a beautiful shot of the Homestead Miami Speedway. What a gorgeous racetrack here in Homestead, Florida. But Showtime Chase Johnson's got to be hot inside of that race car. The temperature's reaching 88 degrees outside here tonight, so it's got to be hot inside of those race cars. You can might as well go ahead and add 30 to it. Showtime Chase Johnson, the Madness Racing League Championship 4, leading the race currently right now. The championship is in his hands. He's just got to baby it on home. 81 laps of 130 remain here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Jonathan Smith playing the long run strategy game here. He'll stay out on old tires and try to cook down the lead to Chase Johnson here. And then it looks like it's shrinking just a tad bit here. And Tony Cook continuing to work the gap lower and lower and lower to that 44 machine here on his 4 fresh Goodyear tires. And he right out the front bumper of Nicholas Maynard, who's currently running in the 4th place spot here. So to be Showtime Chase Johnson, the race leader in the championship 4, and the second championship guy is going to be Nicholas Maynard here. And that's how they run here for the championship, with James Fountain, the 3rd contender here tonight in the TNA Truck Series Championship race, currently sitting back in the 8th place spot. So 3 different kind of strategies for the championship 3. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll take a quick break and be back after this. You don't want to miss a damn thing. We are approaching 40 laps remaining here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. ladies and gentlemen. You are watching the Madness Racing League Total Nonstop Action Truck Series Season 1 Championship Race live from the Homestead Miami Speedway, presented by NapDaddyRacingDesigns.com. Make sure you go check them out at www.napdaddyracing.com for all your paint schemes, liveries, iRacing needs. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to pay the bills here with 86 laps complete here. We're winding down time. The TNA Truck Series presented by CloseOutBats.com. Shop over 50,000 baseball/softball bats and gloves since 1992. Over 650,000 satisfied customers. Tell them the Total Nonstop Action Truck Series or the Booty Scoot Racing channel sent you, and they'll get you hooked up today. The TNA Truck Series presented by Maccabee Auto Services, LLC. Make sure you hit up 864-256-1346 or email MaccabeeAutoRepair@gmail.com for all your engine, transmission, and suspension services. Maccabee will get you right today. Tell them the Madness Racing League sent you. The Total Nonstop Action Truck Series is presented by iRacing. Right here, what you're watching, iRacing platform, $10 a month can get you out here on the racetrack and get you right here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We appreciate you guys tuning in here tonight. Flipping it back over to the main broadcast, it has absolutely shaking and baking here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, and I am all jacked up on Mountain Dew. Jonathan Smith continues to rip the bottom side of the racetrack here, just like he did in the first run here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. One caution flag here tonight for 89 laps out of 130 as we approach the 40-lap remaining mark. Next time around, Showtime Chase Johnson and the number 5 STI Johnson machine under attack for the race lead here by Jonathan Smith. Jonathan Smith, rest of the race leader that last time around. He'll work the bottom middle side here into turns 3 and 4 here. Off the gas a ton here, the 44 machine is here. It's allowed him to save his tires big time to where Chase Johnson has committed to the top side of the racetrack here, whether that's been from tire issue relations or just straight up pit strategy. But I have to say, Jonathan Smith has older tires than anyone in the field currently at the moment. Well, not currently at the moment here, is he didn't come out underneath the caution flag that we've had. We've only worked one here in tonight's event here for Blake Hochschild and the 29 Hochschild machine. But Jonathan Smith has taken full advantage again of the race lead here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. I'm hearing from the admin that we should have at least one more stop here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. So if you are not tuned in, if you have not gone and grabbed another cigarette, rolled another blunt, grabbed another drink, ladies and gentlemen, you better do it now. Things are getting ready to get frisky here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, and I promise you, we are dialed in here with some action-packed shots here. We get ready to walk you down through the field here. The green flag pit stops are on the corner here. As we approach them, we got to let you know that Jonathan Smith here, as we just talked about here, has raced his way from 7 places back to the race lead here on the long run here, and he has run down the championship 4 contender with the number 5 STI Johnson machine of Showtime Chase Johnson. And Showtime Chase Johnson has been dominant here tonight. If he was to lose the race to Jonathan Smith here, Jonathan Smith would get the trophy for winning the race, but he would not win the championship. Then it would be down to Showtime Chase Johnson, Nicholas Maynard, and James Fountain, and who scored the most points throughout tonight's event. 50, 40, 30, 20, and 10 is how the points pay out to the top 5, and every lap led is 1 point added to your total score. If that doesn't make sense, I really can't dumb it down anymore for you. Ladies and gentlemen, 93 laps are complete here in tonight's championship race, and Jonathan Smith is out front trying to spoil the party here in Homestead. And Showtime Chase Johnson has led up to almost 50 laps to this point in tonight's event here. So he has got 50 points, he knows for sure, locked into the bank here to take with him if we were to go to sudden death here and have to count the points for the championship race. And Nicholas Maynard has absolutely 0 points. He won his 5th pole here tonight on the season, but winless so far this year. He scrapes the wall there on the outside here. He started the pit stop strategies tonight. He's already went down twice here. 94 laps are complete here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, and we talked about it. He's cutting his races, it looks like almost into thirds, 33, 60. So you would have to imagine somewhere in this 90 lap mark, he would have to bring it down here somewhere as Kevin Tankos gets in the outside wall right there. He's got that right front damage right there on the race car. You see it but it looks like it's handling a little decent here. He's in the 6th place spot here. Don't want to not talk about Terry Hughes Jr. Reminding you to use that Mobil 1 oil inside your Ford F-150s. The Troy, Alabama U.S. Navy veteran, the 25-year-old. Hasn't won yet here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, but it is absolutely brewing. You best believe it. He is looking to make something shake anytime possible when it matters most. He had a great run at IRP 2 weeks ago here in the Truck Series, which caused him to go home behind Nicholas Maynard by 20 points. So it was a close damn battle here as he rides behind the kid right now in the 5th place spot, trying to run down Nicholas Maynard. Terry Hughes Jr. knocking on the back door to one of these victories here, and I best believe when he goes, it's going to be nice, and he is going to absolutely show out for you guys. It's Jonathan Smith here, bringing it down for a scheduled pit stop. Remember, Jonathan Smith is going to start the green flag stops here on the 2nd time around here for the green flag pit cycle. He stayed out during the caution flag on lap 60, so therefore he was able to go a little bit longer than the rest of these guys because he ran the longest. The first run here, he went at the full 50 laps and was able to run that tank dry in that 44 Premier setup machine as he continues to get his pit stop serviced. Here comes James Fountain, the 3rd championship contender, the 24 Valvoline machine, bringing it down pit road possibly for his final stop tonight. Here comes the kid of Nicholas Maynard. He'll bring it down here. So lap 97 for the kid. So he'll break it down into thirds, and this will be his final set of Goodyear tires. James Fountain stayed out on the racetrack here, so he's using his 2nd set. He'll have one fresh set of stickers laying in his pit cycle if the caution flag was to go. That was James Fountain's plan all along here as Nicholas Maynard flies in his box now. His guys got to be quick. They'll jack up the right side of the race car. It's going to be at least right side tires for Nicholas Maynard here. His guys will drop the jack. They'll jerk over to the left side of the race car. He'll get the jack underneath. They're a little late with the jack here. They had to wait on him. They'll jack the race car up. 4 Goodyear tires for the kid of Nicholas Maynard. He's on pit road here. He's got to get up and going back through the gears here. Here comes Showtime Chase Johnson, the race leader off of turns. Looks like going to be 3 and 4 or 1 and 2. But yeah, 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. So he's already lapped the kid of Nicholas Maynard. So the kid's got to get going through the gears here. Kevin Tanko's still on the racetrack with John Michael Bryant following the lap down behind him, along with Blake Koschchild, who's off the racetrack here, battling some alternator issues. The boogeyman of John Michael Bryant trying to get his lap back here. Trying to work the pit strategy, though, to do it. Tony Cook here has moved up to the 2nd place spot here with Jonathan Smith bringing it down pit road. So Jonathan Smith will start the cycle. So trigger Nicholas Maynard and James Fountain to come down with him. So we'll see how things cycle throughout here. If we get a caution flag here, you best believe that things are absolutely up in the air. Kevin Tanko is able to get it slowed down here. He'll bring the number 4 Budweiser Chevy Silverado from Hawthorne, New Jersey down the pit road. He is ready to get this thing dialed in here for this final pit stop and get some track position on that race car. As Tony Cook moves up to the 2nd place spot, he's trying to close the gap over Showtime Chase Johnson. These two guys both pitted on the same lap, took the same amount of tires and the same amount of gas here. We'll have to see how things shake out here as they begin to work each other here. Nicholas Maynard gets around Jonathan Smith here. This will be the battle for the race lead when the cycle works out here. So Nicholas Maynard, his pit strategy looked like he might have come here in the 3rd stage to help him out here. He's working to get around Jonathan Smith here. Both of these guys a lap down, though, on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Trying to work the cycle out here. Chase Johnson, you best believe, is going to run as long as possible as you see him bring it high into turns 1 and 2 with an absolutely gorgeous shot. Sold out 42,000 asses in the seat here at Homestead Miami Speedway. 29 laps remain here in the championship race on the Madness Racing League's total non-stop action. Jonathan Smith fighting back hard. He knows this is going to be the race lead. He's trying to block Nicholas Maynard. Nicholas Maynard has to get out of the gas. Battle into turn 3 and 4 here. Nicholas Maynard, the kid, not happy with the way that he's been raced all year long by these guys. 2 weeks ago, said that these guys wanted to detach their heads and put them in the floorboard. He'd rattle it around for them. So Jonathan Smith will come up off the bottom, throw the slide job over the number 02 of Nicholas Maynard, and it'll work. As Jonathan Smith knows this is his only chance if he wants to win here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel as the green flag pit stops continue to work themselves throughout the field. 4 drivers are on the lead lap here. Jonathan Smith, the first one a lap down, followed by Nicholas Maynard, James Fountain, Kevin Tankos, Jonathan Michael Bryant, 2 laps down here Your mom has already packed up and left. I already know it. She threw up the tent a minute ago. She tossed me a hot dog underneath the commercial break and told me to meet her underneath the bleachers. But I won't do it. I will not do it. Showtime Chase Johnson will stay out on the racetrack. Here comes Tony Cook from the second place spot here. So the cycle continues to fan out here at Homestead. And we're working with 27 laps remaining. Tony Cook is going to bring it in here. He's looking for 2 full tanks of Sunoco race gas and 4 fresh Goodyear tires. They'll jack on the right side of the race car. It'll be right side tires for Tony Cook. Can they get the jack underneath the left side? They will. They'll jack it up. 4 tires for Tony Cook. Terry Hughes Jr. absolutely praying for a caution. Screaming over the radio that he sees debris on the racetrack. Throw the caution, as he is currently in the second place spot, and this would benefit him so well if he could get the caution flag now, come down pit road with only 3 guys on the lead lap. He's got a set of tires in there. Chris Knighty moved his way up here on the cycle to the third place spot here. Don't forget about the Game Fuel triple deuce machine of Chris Knighty. Rubbins Racing, and you best damn believe it. Make sure you give him a follow at Maverick Gaming 33 on Twitch. You can see his onboard cam. This is what you'll see if you go ride with Chris Knighty on Twitch. Chris Knighty, P2 here in the Miami Homestead Speedway Cup Series Championship. Playoff race number 1, where Nicholas Maynard won. And Showtime Chase Johnson's going to bring it down pit road. So here comes Showtime Chase Johnson from the race lead. Terry Hughes Jr. is going to bring it down, as well as Chris Knighty. And we were just talking about P2 finish for him in the first playoff race that we did here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel at this very racetrack. 4 tires for Showtime Chase Johnson. So that's going to be 4 tires for Terry Hughes Jr. as well as Chris Knighty here. That'll be Jonathan Smith and Nicholas Maynard. Cycle back out here to the race lead here as they'll unlap themselves that time around. So we've seen it, Nicholas Maynard's pit strategy twice tonight. Cycle him out to the race lead, but he's just not able to hold it off. As soon as the cycle's getting ready to come right back to him here, he's going to have to work that 02 Kawasaki Toyota TRD. Absolutely work its ass off and run down Jonathan Smith, as this could be the battle for the race lead here with 25 laps remaining here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We appreciate you guys tuning in here, watching each and every single week here as we throw up with 25 laps remaining here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Jonathan Smith is bringing them down here into turn 3. If you have not subscribed to the YouTube channel, make sure you head on over there. It's at the conclusion of the race. All the races are posted there after the conclusion. Full races. Subscribe, like, comment, do whatever the hell you feel necessary. We have a battle on our hand here for the first ever Total Nonstop Action Truck Series Season 1 Championship race. And this is how it runs down here. Here's the Booty Scoot Racing channel 24 lap remaining race report. Jonathan Smith is the race leader, but is not a playoff championship contender. He has been bad fast all night long, throwing together tire strategy savings all the way to running it dry on the first strategy call. He's worked his way on old tires to the race lead, and now he has cycled his way back out front in front of this guy, the kid of Nicholas Maynard, driving the Kawasaki 02 Maynard Motors Toyota. So 2 Toyotas have shaken their way up to the front here. Nicholas Maynard racing for a championship here tonight, as he was the only driver to point his way in here in the playoffs. Nicholas Maynard, 5 poles here on the season, as he started P1 here tonight at Homestead to start the championship race. We got to scoot back to the 3rd place spot of Showtime Chase Johnson, who has led a fuck ton of laps here tonight, adding points to his total score. 22 laps remaining here. Showtime Chase Johnson, 53 laps led up to this point. 53 points added into the bank. Showtime Chase Johnson mathematically has secured the championship with points. If he was not to pull off the victory, the only way that Nicholas Maynard could win the championship is he was to win the race here tonight and get around the 44 Jonathan Smith. And you see the gap right there as they work through turns 3 and 4 here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Jonathan Smith is selling away from Nicholas Maynard, and here comes Showtime Chase Johnson on those 4 fresh Goodyear tires. Remember, Nicholas Maynard in front of him in the P2 spot, the championship contender, started the green flag cycles here tonight. Pit stop number 1, pit 1, you name it. The kid was the one to bring him down here, and he has split his races into 3 different segments here. We have been caution-free besides one time on lap 80, or lap 60, excuse me, for the Blake Hochschild machine. The number 29 collected the outside wall, went around off of turns 4 in front of the fans. Showtime, Chase Johnson closing the gap up here, looking for the second place spot. This could be the battle for the championship here on the Madness Racing League. Nicholas Maynard on significantly older tires will pull up the pit stop strategy call one more time. So Showtime, Chase Johnson on a 8-lap different set of tire strategy call here. Besides Nicholas Maynard, Chase Johnson has one more guy in sight here, and that is the number 44 machine of Jonathan Smith here. We ride out the back bumper of the race leader. He's got a lap car of Chris Knighty in between him and Showtime Chase Johnson. Showtime Chase Johnson's going to have to earn this one if he wants to win the championship. But ladies and gentlemen, if he can just ride right here, this Chase Johnson know inside of that race car that he is mathematically locked in to the championship win on points. He does not have to win the race. He is around Nicholas Maynard. Only thing that he would have to worry about right now, up to this point, if you're just tuning in, James Fountain in the Valvoline number 24 machine has pitted twice up to this point for 2 sets of tires, leaving him with a fresh set of sticker tires inside of the pit. If the caution flag was to fly anywhere from here to 17 laps from now, James Fountain would be in the absolute jackpot of the position, as he would have a fresh set of Goodyear tires along with Chris Knighty. Here comes the boogeyman of John Michael Bryant. Just an abysmal day here for the boogeyman as he brings it down pit road right here in his J Money Sense Ford F-150. The battle for the race lead here is not shaking up anymore. Chris Knighty here on his 4 fresh set of Goodyear tires, beginning to run down Jonathan Smith here. Jonathan Smith does not need to waste any time here and battle door to door with Chris Knighty here on them older tires. He just needs to let Chris Knighty go. And it looks like that's what he'll do. Chris Knighty will throw the slide job from the bottom side. Riding out of the front bumper here of Jonathan Smith, the race leader here. Showtime Chase Johnson. Here's his front bumper cam. He'll paint the top side of the racetrack to turns 3 and 4. Trying to run down Jonathan Smith. This could be for the race win. Back in the 3P and P4 spot, Nicholas Maynard and Tony Cook are battling it out here. Nicholas Maynard in that 3rd place spot, but Tony Cook on the same pit stop strategy as Showtime Chase Johnson. He'll work the bottom side of Nicholas Maynard here. He's trying to run down winless here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. He has never won a race. He'll battle door to door with the kid down the back straightaway. He'll stay middle here. He'll force the kid to have to paint the top side of the racetrack here. Nicholas Maynard gets it to the wall here. Tony Cook using his veteran move here. He'll stick in the middle of the racetrack here. Make sure the kid has to take the top side. And that'll put the kid in the fence right there a little bit here. 15 laps remaining here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Showtime Chase Johnson on the faster fresh tires gets around Jonathan Smith. Chase Johnson back out front here. The pit cycles have cycled all the way back around here. With 15 laps remaining here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, we'll throw it up one more time. Chase Johnson pits on 104. Jonathan Smith pits on 95. So a 9-lap difference in tires is what you just seen right there. Showtime Chase Johnson in control of the championship race here with 14 laps remaining. It'll be Johnson, Smith, Cook, Maynard, Fountain the top 5 here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll take one more fast and loud here in the championship race. Don't go nowhere. gang, welcome back here to the Booty Scoot Racing channel. This is tonight's Madness Racing League track fact as they get ready to work 10 laps remaining. We're working the Homestead Miami Speedway 1.5 mile true oval, sold out. 43,000 asses are in their seats, and I don't think a single one of them is standing right now. The championship battle on our way here in Miami. We'll flip it back here to the broadcast here. If you are just now tuning in, it has been one absolute hell of a race tonight. Showtime Chase Johnson, a championship contender, along with Nicholas Maynard and James Fountain, racing for the championship here in the Total Nonstop Action Truck Series for the Madness Racing League. The inaugural first ever win here. Showtime Chase Johnson mathematically has it wrapped up to this point. 10 laps remain here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. He has worked his way through the pit stop cycle here. 5 different pit strategies from 6 different drivers here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel to shake out tonight's field. We want to walk you through it. Showtime Chase Johnson. If he was to win the race, it doesn't really matter who he was racing with in the championship. He would be crowned the Madness Racing League champion. But if he was to somehow slip up here and lose the race lead to Jonathan Smith, who is non-playoff driver here from Goldsboro, North Carolina, and Jonathan Smith was to pick up the victory here tonight in Homestead, then Chase Johnson would still be the champion, but he has led so many laps up to this point. Ladies and gentlemen, each lap led is 1 point added to your total score. Top 5 paid out in points: 50, 40, 30, 20, and 10. Showtime Chase Johnson looking for another 50 points to add to the bank if he could score the victory with the first place spot here. But Jonathan Smith has paid the pit stop strategy possibly maybe a little bit too long here, and he is having to reap the deficits of it right here on this back half of this run. He'll get a long run, but I don't think he was anticipating the third run to be the longest run here, and it'll bite him in the ass here. 8 laps remaining here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Tony Cook, winless here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel ever. He's never won a race, not one time. He has been leading the white flag and ran out of gas in that home run cafe machine. Can he have a miracle come his way? Looking for a caution flag here to get him back in it. Nicholas Maynard follows right behind him in the 4th place spot. Just not the championship race Nicholas Maynard was looking for. He told me before when he came in here, he won the race in the Cup Series. Here in the Cup Series, it was the first playoff race we had on the Booty Scoot Racing channel right here at this very racetrack, Homestead Miami Speedway. So he said he's got comfortability when it comes to taking on the high side here. You see him rip the fence up there with pure comfort. Obviously, he's on old tires. It'll scrape the wall right there. But Nicholas Maynard just not having the run of his choice right now. He's in the 4th place spot here. He started the pit stop strategy, split it into 3s here, and he's got him all the way up to the 4th place spot. He cycled back to the race lead 2 different times. But right as it was getting ready to come into his hands for the cycle, he was passed on his older tires. And we'll shoot back here to Terry Hughes Jr., who's looking to break the bad luck streak here with a top 5 spot here in that Mobile 181 machine. 2 weeks ago, he was eliminated at the IRP Raceway. On points here, he was winless as well as Nicholas Maynard, and that was the guy that put him out here. So he had a great run 2 weeks ago, and he's looking to follow it up here with 2 back-to-back top 5s. James Fountain is absolutely screaming, coming up with every excuse in the book for a caution here. Is he sideways off the corner? James Fountain on the outside wall right there. Big hit for the 24 machine of James Fountain. Damage on the right side of him. He's screaming for a caution flag. If the caution was to fly, James Fountain's got a fresh set of sticker Goodyear tires on pit lane he could put on that 24 truck and possibly try to blow some doors off on a green-white checker restart. Chris Knighty back on the lead lap here in the 7th place spot here as he's around Chase Johnson. If Chase Johnson was trying to get around Chris Knighty, he could possibly, but Chris Knighty trying to keep himself from going a lap down. He's a little loose across going into turns 3 here. John Michael Bryant, your mom's favorite driver. I've seen everybody's moms get up and leave. They're sitting in the car waiting for you to get there. It's not going to be one happy camper. As John Michael Bryant did not come today to perform on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. James Fountain with that big hit on the outside will bring it down to pit road here. That might do his championship run here. James Fountain having to park it here with damage. That'll end his championship hopes here. Chase Johnson, the race leader here. 3 laps remain on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. He is the championship leader right now. The other championship guy, Nicholas Maynard, currently running in the 4th place spot, needing a caution flag here to bring it all together with James Fallon out of the championship picture right now. If the caution flag was to fly, everybody would be on Eagle stuff here. Maybe like 8 to 9 lap differences here, and we could see possibly something shake out here. You never know here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Showtime Chase Johnson, 2 laps remaining here between him and the TNA Truck Series Championship. He'll look down on the bottom side here. He's got lap traffic of Chris Knighty in front of him. He'll put the gas down on the bottom side. Chase Johnson will see the white flag this time around, presented by AFLglobal.com. Chase Johnson, the Cup Series champion. He picked up the Cup Series championship at Michigan almost the same way, identically, on pit strategy call. He'll work off the back bumper of Chris Knighty through turn 22. He might cut Chris Knighty a break here, leave him on the lead lap. Jonathan Smith is not going to have anything for Chase Johnson. Chase Johnson will come through turns 3 and 4 on the bottom side tonight. No need to bring it home hard. He'll look underneath Chris Knighty, and he'll come across the front stretch, and he'll win the Madness Racing League Total Non-Stop Action Truck Series Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, Showtime Chase Johnson has just won the TNA Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, his 2nd for the Madness Racing League. He won the Cup Series and now the Truck Series. Chase Johnson, victorious here in Homestead. Ladies and gentlemen, Showtime Chase Johnson has just secured his 2nd championship in the Madness Racing League. One for the Cup Series, and now he has one for the Total Non-Stop Action Truck Series. Ladies and gentlemen, Showtime Chase Johnson continues to burn it down here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for you folks. We'll take a quick commercial break, see if we can't get a pit reporter down there for some driver's interview as Showtime Chase Johnson wins the championship for the Madness Racing League.
I've been here for a long time. Started off online, finish off all time. They can call me crazy cause I rap like I got rabies. I'm confident, not lazy, and I'm dominating lately. She want me like some pastries, I'ma give it to these ladies like I'm Hefner in my 80s. Still I'm pushing up daisies.
Don't wanna fuck with me, don't wanna test your luck with me. Cause if you try to fuck with me, I'll take all your body parts to a fucking graveyard. 6 feet. Don't wanna fuck with me, don't wanna test your luck with me. Cause if you try to fuck with me, I'll take all your body parts to a fucking graveyard. 6 feet.
I can taste it, I'm fading. Why am I still waiting? What are y'all debating? It's really irritating. You hear what I'm
Bang! Back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, Showtime Chase Johnson has just won the Season 1 championship here at the Homestead Miami Speedway, and we have one of our Booty Scoot Racing channel pit reporters in victory lane here with the Showtime kid of Showtime Chase Johnson. Let's see if we can't get a word from them. Do y'all have us?
Down here in championship victory lane with Chase Johnson, driver of the number STI, number 5 Chevy Silverado. Chase, you work yourself through the pit stop strategy there to be able to get around Jonathan there at the end, kind of walk us through your day. It's been one hell of a season as you're able to crown yourself the champion here tonight.
Man, it was one hell of a season, man. I can't thank the guys enough for bringing me a fast truck all year round. I think today's race was the most nerve-wracking race I've ever been through. Just between all the laps and the pit cycles and all that. But overall, great day. Glad we could put it in victory lane, and looking forward to going back to next season.
Chase Johnson, the Season 1 champion here in the Total Nonstop Action Truck Series, MRL's champion here, will walk down to the second place runner-up here, Jonathan Smith. You weren't competing for the championship here tonight, but you were damn close to the victory. Some awesome tire saving on that number 44 machine. Just kind of walk us through your night here.
Just trying to do a lot of tire saving here, running the bottom line, hoping everybody runs the top. It was pretty fast on the bottom. After about 10, 15 laps, started gaining people, started having good deltas, but had a bad pit stop on lap 96. I just did the timer. It took 23 seconds to do that stop, so it put me back about 10 seconds where I wanted to be, and kind of screwed me over. But congrats to Chase. It was a good run. He was fast out there in that last stint there, so congrats to him. Congrats to everybody else. Good season.
Indeed it was. The strategy just falls short for the number 44. We'll walk down here to the Home Run Cafe Chevy Silverado, the number 33 machine of Tony Cook. You cooked it up here tonight from the back of the field. You'll finish in the podium P3 position. Tony, just walk us through your night here tonight in Homestead.
Well, we passed a lot of cars. First of all, I want to congratulate Chase Johnson. He had a great season. Me and him come out of the pits at the same time there, and somebody shoved a rocket up his ass because he was gone. But great season, Chase, and yeah, it was fun driving from the back to the front tonight. Enjoyed every bit of it.
That's the veteran of Tony Cook here, P3 in tonight's event here at Homestead. We'll walk down here to the 5th place spot as I believe Nicholas Maynard has hopped off the track to go use the bathroom. So head Terry Hughes Jr. Terry, a top 5 for you here tonight in the Truck Series race. Just kind of walk us through your day as you were eliminated 2 weeks ago. How close would you have been here tonight, or how much better could you have prepared?
Definitely thought we had the truck in practice and then in qualifying. Once our qualifying session, we kind of spun there at the end. So we backed it off a little bit, and then we ended up being super tight towards the end of every run and then kind of loose out of the corners. So there in the last little half, we got it dialed in, but we were too far back to do anything with it. Kind of was hoping there would be a caution there at the end, but great race to everybody. Good. Chase Johnson with another win under his belt and another championship. Good job to him.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, that's the number 81 of Terry Hughes Jr. with a great run here tonight. He'll grab the top 5 spot. We'll move down here to the Triple Deuce Maverick of Chris Knighty. Chris, just walk us through your day here. P2 in the Cup Series championship race. Well, P2 at Homestead, excuse me, in the Cup Series, and then you walk up here tonight and you get a P6. Just kind of walk us through your day, as Homestead might seem to be your style.
Yeah, first off, the 811 racing team put me in a good truck. I felt like we was kind of slow getting everything going, and once we kind of found a groove, we kind of picked it up. Yeah, it was pretty fast. It was just couldn't find the right line until later in the race. Once I found it and held it, I kind of just stayed where I was at.
And that's the Maverick Triple Deuce machine of Chris Knighty. Ladies and gentlemen, back up to the booth. We'll see you June 19th for the Season 2 opener at Daytona.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you here on June 19th here for the season opener at Daytona. Let's see if we can't get a word with the second place championship finisher of Nicholas Maynard. He finished 4th in tonight's race. Let me call down there to the pit reporter, see if I can't get somebody. We'll be back in just a moment.
Hoping I can stay afloat, yeah. It feels like I've been dreaming, but I know I'm not sleeping. Said I'm cold in the water, broken and still feel nothing at all but pain and the chill. Said I'm cold in still. Feel nothing at all but pain and the chill. Yeah, the waves crash, oh so slow. White foam, overload. My mind never knows quite where to go, yeah. And I feel so unknown, misunderstood, alone. Miles away from coast, but no one knows yet. Oh, don't know where I'm gonna go. Lost lives overflow. Hoping I can stay afloat.
Welcome back here to the Booty Scoot Racing channel here. Chase Johnson has just worked his way up through the pit stop strategy here and secured the championship for the Total Nonstop Action Truck Series Season 1. Ladies and gentlemen, see if we can't catch up with the second place runner-up here, the championship of Nicholas Maynard. Guy on pit road, you down there? Do you got us?
Yes, we're down here with the number 02 machine of Nicholas Maynard. Nick, just walk us through your day here. You'll finish runner-up here in the championship race, but you'll get a P4 tonight inside of the race. Two guys outside of the playoffs finish in front of you. Just walk us through your day, and just great run here tonight. Yeah, it was an awesome day for our 02 Maynard Motors, Kawasaki, Toyota Tundra TRD Pro. We had a lot of speed early. Gravis sit on the pole. That was our 5th pole on the year, but not to be able to come out with a victory all season long, it stings a little bit. We'll be back better than ever season 2, June 19th at Daytona, and we're looking to steal the dual races and the race. I'm proud of everybody on the team here. We got raced like a hack all year long, and never once did we lose our cool and pay it back. But we'll keep it in our back pocket for next season. It's a great race here tonight at Homestead. We appreciate the fans coming out, and God bless. That's the number 02 machine of Nicholas Maynard with his final words here tonight from the championship. He'll finish runner-up here.
Ladies and gentlemen, harsh words from Nicholas Maynard there. He's pumped up and ready for Season 2 as he'll finish runner-up here in the championship. Ladies and gentlemen, we are glad that you have tuned in here, and we are glad you have found the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Please go check out the YouTube page. This is where this full broadcast will be posted at Booty Scoot Racing LLC. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Madness Racing League Total Nonstop Action Truck Series Season 1 Championship Race presented by Nap Daddy Racing Design. Ladies and gentlemen, the number 5 of Showtime, Chase Johnson, wins it here tonight in Homestead. Please grab those beers and your cigarettes off the stands in front of us. Escort your kids out of turn 4. Drive safe home, ladies and gentlemen. We are not responsible for your DUI. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Thank you for watching.
On the offensive, I do not know my set list. Still I'm gonna get lit. Yeah, I have a death wish. Live until I'm breathless. I'ma stay progressive. She gon' stay obsessive. Life is so expensive. Do everything excessive. I think my brain's defective. Yeah, can't think when she's aggressive. Yeah, she snuck into my section. Yeah, you think I'd learn my lesson. Yeah, and we ain't getting no sleep. These girls don't even know me. Like Drake, I'm getting trophies. You want it, girl, then show me. Yeah, and we ain't getting no sleep. These girls don't even know me. Like Drake, I'm getting trophies. You want it, girl, then show me. Cause we ain't getting no sleep. Yeah, no, we ain't getting no sleep. Yeah, she's sitting up in the front of the class, using that ass, she gonna pass. Keeping her pad and her pen in her lap. She been so bad with the men in her past. Now she just want the professor so bad. I'll give her lessons that she never had, like taking a freshman and teaching her math. I'll keep her guessing until she a grad.